Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. Today I am going to give you a tour of our chicken coop. So this is a mobile chicken coop, but this can definitely be used just stationary or whatever you want it to be. This is just a cheap, easy chicken coop that is so versatile for any backyard. The one that I have can hold anywhere from about 4 to 10 chickens or so. We got chickens about a year ago, and we had started off with one of those little homestead kits that you get from Tractor Supply, and that worked great for a while, but that's not mobile, and we really wanted a mobile coop, so then that way we can get them to fresh grass every day, and that way we wouldn't have a stationary coop that would constantly just be getting smelly, and you know, poop would accumulate and all that stuff. So to keep it a little cleaner, we wanted it to be mobile, and the coop itself stays cleaner this way too. So I came across this idea on Pinterest, like I do most of my ideas, and somebody had taken a old dog house, like a wooden dog house, and they converted it into a chicken coop. And I just thought that was so awesome. So I went on Facebook Marketplace and I started just searching for a free or really cheap used wooden dog house that somebody was just getting rid of. I looked for a couple weeks and I came across a free one, and it had a great roof, it had great siding and stuff. It had just like, I don't know if it was homemade or what, I'm pretty sure it was, but I guess had the T111 siding on it, and then a shingle roof. And then it had like a really messed up like doorway cut out for the dog or whatever. So we went and we picked that up, and I was so excited. We didn't have a truck at the time. My husband just got his truck finished, but we didn't have a truck at the time. This was a couple of months ago when we started this. And we only had the minivan, so oh my gosh, I wish I had my YouTube channel when we got that thing, because it was quite comical. The guy said, oh yeah, you know, here's my address, go pick it up whenever. So nobody was out there, thankfully. And we, like, you know, we popped the back of our minivan open and we tried fitting this thing in. It was like it was like it was too tall by like an inch, but like we just jammed it in there and we made it work. But anyways, it is here. And unfortunately, again, I didn't have my channel at the time that we converted it, but when we go over there, I'm going to give you a full tour of what we did and explain everything that my husband did to modify it. The only things that we bought, because the whole thing was free, the only thing that we had bought was the wheels, and we repurposed some 2x4s from our house. We are currently remodeling it, and some paint and some actually, I think we even repurposed some of the plywood from our house too, and that's what we made the doors out of and stuff. All right, put a new fresh battery in it, so if my angle is a little different, that's why. But anyways, the amount of money that we have wrapped into it is probably about $70–80, just because with the two wheels, they were like $25 each. And then the paint we had to buy too. Pretty cheap considering other plans I came across for mobile coops or chicken tractors or whatever, between like the roofing and the lumber and all that stuff. So doing it this way, you already have the roof on it, you already have the structure already built, you already have the siding, like all those expensive things are already out of the way. And honestly, Marketplace is probably your best bet in order to get a free or cheap wooden dog house, and I highly recommend it to anybody. We have not had any problems. Like I said, that was probably about 2 months ago that we converted it, and so they've been in there for 2 months, and I have not had any issues, and it works really, really well. And I am so sorry if my audio is like cutting in and out. We're getting like a random breeze. It hasn't been breezy all day, but now it is, of course. And if you hear a lot of traffic in the background, it's because there's a road behind me, so sorry about that. But anyways, also, at the end of this video, towards the end anyway, I am going to be giving a dining room update for those of you who are new to our channel. We are currently in the process of remodeling our whole entire dining room. It is gutted. If you watched our previous video, you noticed that it was gutted. We already had 2 windows out. Currently, my husband now has all of the windows out, and he is putting in the new wall in the front of the house, so I'll go over all of that towards the end, but stick around if you want to get that update. All right, so let's go check out the coop. Okay, so as you can see, around the coop, we do have a run, a fence, whatever you want to call it. This is entirely made up of PVC pipe and chicken wire. This was the easiest, quickest, most durable way to have a mobile chicken run for them. So basically, we just took PVC piping and I ripped it down. I think they were originally 10 feet. I cut them in half to make them 5 feet. And then we just got the T fittings and the other fittings, whatever you call those. And we basically made a cage. And then we took any scrap pieces of fencing that we had, because fencing adds up really, really quick as far as pricing goes. So we did it with chicken wire, and then on top, we just used like some scrap pieces up here and everything. The door is also made out of the PVC piping and latches. Now, we don't really have a lot of predators, and when I say a lot, I mean like really none. I mean, we'll get a raccoon or like a possum every now and then, but I didn't make mine too predator proof, as you can tell. I mean, this is our latch. So definitely if you have like bears or whatever near you, you're probably gonna have to make a more sturdier area for them, but this works really, really well for us. We were gonna use wood, but that was just way too heavy to move around the yard. We had wheels on it and those just kept on breaking off. So doing this, it makes it easier to move around the yard, and yeah, it weighs nothing. Once the snow hits, we're just gonna have to make sure it doesn't accumulate on the roof, but that's okay. Okay, so inside the chicken run, so it's all like really cramped in here with it in here. But so this was the back of the doghouse. So you're gonna have to just imagine like this was just all T111 right here, no doors or anything like that. And it was red too. I mean, that's kind of irrelevant now, but but anyways, my husband just took, it looks like 1x2s, I think. And he just made a little door, or a window, I guess you can call it. It's a little stuck, but we don't really close it because we like it for the ventilation. So, but yeah, the more ventilation that you put in a coop, the better, because nobody wants a damp, smelly coop, and you don't want it, the chickens don't want it, nothing. So, but yeah, isn't this window so adorable and cute? So I love that. So we just keep that open, then we just put the 1/4-inch hardware cloth behind there, just in case any predators do decide to come in, if you choose to lock your chickens in the coop. I personally do not lock our chickens in the coop at night, because again, we have no predators and it's never been an issue. So this is obviously the door, and we made it look like a barn door. Just, I mean, obviously you don't have to do that, but I love the looks of it, and the black hardware too. We spray painted those. So these are the nesting boxes. So let me try to zoom in here. Okay, so these are the nesting boxes. This part right here was part of our railing on our porch. So he just cut that down to size, and then he put little notches in them right here, and then he just cut, I believe he did 12 inches by 12 inch pieces of plywood, and then put those right here in the notches. And those are the little nesting boxes. They do typically only lay in one of them, but the more you have, you know, the better, just because if they decide to be picky or whatever like that. And they clearly like their nesting boxes. I haven't had any issues of like eggs being outside of the coop or scattered around inside of the main area or anything like that, so they love them. So on one of the sides, Mike took more of that railing that was from our porch, and which is really nice because it's already pressure treated and it's thick. It's like a 1x1. So anyways, he took that along here and down and made a little groove. Let me see if I can show that to you. I don't know if you can see that because it's all painted white, but he notched out a little groove right here. And then he made this door all out of plywood, and then he also put the little lines there for me because I like the looks of it. So anyways, now this door slides open. I really wanted a nice door right here, so that way I can clean the coop very, very easily. I can get my arm all the way in there. Okay, so now we are in the front of the coop, And this, we just took some scrap pieces of wood, and then I just took like a looks like a 1x2 right there. And then I just screwed it. It's really simple, easy. You don't have to put a lot of time into a little ladder for them to get up in there. So you got our cute little door right here, and again, it just latches if you want it to latch. And ignore the silver right here. I installed it upside down, so, and I didn't want to take it off. Maybe eventually I will. But anyways, this was the front. Again, it was all painted red and stuff. This door was here, but it was like an arch. So then Mike just took his Sawzall and he just made a square. We painted the hardware black again, and he made this door all out of plywood, and then I just painted it white. But yeah, it just looks like a little barn, and I just think it's so adorable in front. So now over here, there is nothing. And that's because we do get a lot of wind that comes in on this direction. So I didn't want any doors, I didn't want any windows or anything like that over here, because I absolutely do not want any water getting in here if I can help it. Like I said, I do not lock my chickens up at night, but I always make sure that this door and the nesting box door and the door that I use to clean the coop out are always facing in that direction and not the other way. So another thing that we did on this coop, like I said earlier, we did have to buy tires for it. So we found these tires just at a local hardware store to us. But Tractor Supply sells tires, I believe Lowe's sells tires. Tires are obviously, you know, pretty easy to find. You want to get the tires that do not swivel, because as you're moving it along your terrain, you don't want any wheels, you know, like turning on you as you're trying to push it. That can make it obviously more difficult. That's why like wheelbarrows don't have like a swivel wheel, they just have a straight wheel that does not swivel. And these tires are actually pretty small. I would assume they're probably around 8 inches. And they've been working really, really well. Obviously with this being all wooden and that heavy roof and stuff, it is pretty heavy to move. But if you get like all-terrain tires and thick tires, it'll be way better to move. Okay, so back here, Mike had made some framing to hold it up. And this is just 2x4, and this is a 2x4 also, and he just angled it so then that way it would come down flat on the ground. And for handles, you can either find like an old wheelbarrow. That's what I really wanted to use, but we didn't have one, and I didn't want to go out and buy wood if we already had wood at the house. So Mike had like this really thick dowel. So he just cut that in half and he screwed it, and it's been working really well. But if these were to break, I'd probably just replace them with a 2x4, because 2x4s are really, really cheap and simple to work with. And then back here for the rest of the framing, the whole entire chicken coop is nailed to a big rectangle frame that goes on the wheels and back here to these legs. Mike wanted to do that so then that way we wouldn't risk anything popping off. It's all solid. These are connected directly to the frame and not to the chicken coop. That way it just makes the structure all in one, and it just makes it sturdier. Another thing too that you have to consider with a mobile coop is you need mobile water. So this is the best idea that I came across. It's just getting a 5-gallon bucket. This is a food grade bucket. I don't really know if there's that much of a difference between food grade and regular 5-gallon bucket, but it works really, really well. I just fill it up in the morning. If it's really, really hot, then I will have to fill it up twice. But overall though, it works really, really well. So as I was going over everything, Thomas decided to join me. So Mike brought him back. I guess he was getting pretty fussy inside. But anyways, that's our mobile coop, you guys. It was super simple, easy to convert. It only took a couple of days. It probably could have taken 1 day, but yeah, so it doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be expensive. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink, you know, the cost of it or anything like that. Just keep it simple. The chickens don't care what it looks like. I personally think that ours turned out super, super cute. If you liked this video, please give it a like. Please consider hitting subscribe and the little bell icon. We are going to go check on Mike into the dining room and see what kind of progress he made, and I'll give you guys a little dining room update. Do you want to go? Want to go show him the dining room? Say bye-bye. Say let's go. All right, you guys, here's the second porch update. All Alrighty, so Mike has roughly half of this wall studs in, and he has taken out all of the windows. And when he was taking out the windows and the siding and stuff, he discovered quite a bit of damage done by the carpenter ants and water damage. So I'm really glad that we decided to do this, because this is an issue, obviously. But it is really, really bad, and the ants are just all over the place. We're assuming that just a lot of water got in there, and that's what attracted the ants. And that's what attracted the ants the most, because all of the rain comes this way towards the house. So this side wasn't affected. Well, not too horribly anyway. I mean, this is pretty rotted, but as far as the ants go and stuff, it wasn't nearly as bad as this side. But I mean, this is supposed to be like one of the corner posts, and it is really, really bad, really chewed up. So it's the end of the day, and Mike's about to wrap up here in the next couple of hours. So he's just gonna take out this corner post that's really not doing anything, and he's gonna put a temporary post in there right now. And for the next couple of days, he's just gonna finish building this wall. And are you gonna be putting the windows in too these next couple of days, or are you gonna build the other wall first? Okay, so he's gonna finish the studs on this wall to make sure everything's structurally sound. And for this wall, he's not gonna build it in place. He's gonna build it on the lawn, and then he's just gonna pick it up and then install it after it's already built. That way it's stronger, it's easier for him to work with. But yeah, I'm so happy and I'm so excited. I love seeing progress when it comes to any renovation or anything in general. But yeah, so I'm so excited this project's finally getting tackled, and I cannot wait till the windows are in and seeing all that stuff. Well, I put Thomas down so that way I could show you guys the dining room, and he was just throwing a fuss in here and just screaming away. But are you playing with that ball? You like that, huh? Oh, what's wrong? It's okay. It's all right. Alright you guys, well I'm gonna end the vlog here, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed our chicken coop tour, and I really love how it turned out. Mike did a really, really great job. I really hope you guys, if you are considering getting chickens, and then you would try our idea. We absolutely love it, and we highly recommend it to anybody. If you want to continue following us on our dining room renovation transformation, then please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the little bell icon next to subscribe so that way you don't miss out on any of our future videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.